everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Alex. I'm a second-year law student in Texas, and I figured I'd make this video to help you guys learn how to make a table of authorities and a table of contents. I do have a MacBook, so I will be using Word on Mac, but I'm pretty sure it works pretty similar, or if not the same, on a regular desktop like a PC, Windows, any type of computer like that. The functions should be located in a similar area. Just a quick little disclaimer, I am using an old Motion of mine to show you guys like the sites and all that kind of stuff. I did take out substantive material of the Motion and just added like a random sentence. So this video is not teaching you how to write a motion or how to write anything like that. I'm not qualified to teach anyone on how to write motions or anything like that, but I am using a motion for the purpose of taking out the sites and showing you guys how I add it to the table of authorities. So with that being said, this is not a video teaching you how to write a motion, and any material that you see on here is not me teaching the law or anything like that. It's just me showing you guys how I use a specific site or a specific case to do a table of authorities. So just keep that in mind. But without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to be starting with the table of contents, and then we'll move on to the table of authorities. Okay, so just a quick little overview. Here is my little sample motion that I wrote. Again, they're just random sentences saying here's a sentence about my argument, just to fill up the paper a little bit. But as you can see, there is all the parts of my motion here, and then here are some cases. Here's one and another one, which are going to be the ones that we're going to be adding to our table of authorities. But like I said, we're going to get started with the table of contents, which is pretty much outlining what your paper is going to be talking about, so your major headings and all those things. So here I am on the first page. The first thing you'll want to do is add a page break between your title, which is the motion to suppress or whatever, and your background facts. So the way you do that is you're going to click on the very end of the paragraph, and then you will go to insert page break. So there you go, you have a new page. It's added just all this space and split up the two sections into different pages. And I'm going to add another blank page, which is where our table of authorities and table of contents will be. They'll each be on a separate page. So to start off, we're going to go to our major titles, which here I have them already numbered in Roman numerals. So I have 1 background facts, 2 standard of review, 3 argument, and so forth. I'm not sure why this is tabbed, but I don't think it should really matter. So what I'm going to do here is highlight background facts. Now, there may be an easier way to do this. Again, this is the way that I learned. So if you know of an easier way to do it, just comment down below or just follow that same way. But this is just the way that I've done it. So like you guys see here, I highlighted background facts, and I'm going to go over here to my titles up here, and I'm going to click heading 1. So as you can see, it changed everything that I had going on for my title there. So I'm gonna just switch it back to how I had it. I had it Times New Roman size 12, and then I had a Roman numeral. So I'm gonna add that back on there, and I had it underlined. So there is my title again, back to how I had it, but now it's under heading 1 over here on this right corner. So you'll do the same for all of your large titles. As you can see here, it changed my standard of review, which misspelled. It changed my standard of review to a Roman numeral 1, so it restarted the numbering. It's fine, we're gonna change it once we go back to over here heading 1. So you can see it changed it again. So you're just gonna repeat this process until you have all your titles back to how you had them, but they all have to be selected under heading 1 on this right corner. Again, heading 1, Roman numeral 3. We're going to change the size back to 12 and then underline. And then lastly, my conclusion, which okay, so I have all my major titles done. Those are going to be all my Roman numeral titles. Those are all done right there. So now I'm going to move on to my subheadings, which here I have A.1 and then down here B.2. So you're going to do the exact same thing, except that you'll go, instead of doing heading 1, you'll do heading 2 right over here in the top right corner. So again, highlight heading 2. it's going to do the same thing of reverting it to like a different font or size or whatever. Again, you just have to do you just have to retype it and fix the size and all that stuff. So there we go, we have it back to our Times New Roman. As you can see here, change the spacing between my sub point 1 and the paragraph before. So all you do is go to line spacing options, and then here where it says before and after, it has it under auto, so you'll just click 0 on both and it goes back to normal. So that's how you fix the spacing issue, because I really struggled on figuring out how to do that. So there's that. But again, remember your subheading A is going to be under heading 2 right over here in this right top corner. We'll do the same for point 2. And again, we're going to fix the sizing and the spacing and all that. So there's that. And then line spacing options. Again, you have to go to 0 instead of auto. And we're back to normal. These were not underlined, so that's why I'm not underlining them. So there's that. And then lastly, my sub point 1 is going to be subheading 3. So right over here in this top right corner, you have a lot more heading options. We're gonna do subheading 3 for this. So again, highlight your sub point, then you're gonna click heading 3 over here. So click that. Again, it changes it. You wanna make sure you change back to your Times New Roman, size 12, color black. I had it under 1, and then I had it underlined. As you can see, it also messed up the spacing again, and I already showed you guys how to do that. So just line spacing options, and there we go. So there is my everything pretty much highlighted. I didn't have any other like sub points, so my table of contents should be pretty much ready to go. So what we'll do is go to that blank page that we added. So then on your top left corner, you'll hit references right up here. So it'll give you all these options here, and we're gonna click insert table of contents. Then it's going to give you all these different types of table of contents that you can use. So I'm just gonna hit formal because that's just the typical one that you use for like law school papers and anything like that. So as you can see, here is my table of contents. I am going to do some editing just so it can fit with what I need for my motion. So I'm going to go back home. I'm going to do the font Times New Roman again, size 12. Then I'm going to go to my table of contents, and I'm going to actually put that in the middle for the title. I'm going to make it black and then underlined. So there you go. So now if you don't want your sub point to be italicized, you just highlight it and then just hit the italicize button and it'll switch it back to normal. And now your table of contents is done. If you click anywhere on your table of contents, it'll take you to that part of your paper. And if you do any changes, like if you add more things to your paper and the pages change, all you have to do is go back to your table of contents. Then right up here, you're gonna hit this little drop down menu, update table, and you'll just hit update page numbers only, unless you want to change title or something. Then you'll have to hit update entire table. But if I'm just switching the numbers because I added more to my paper, then I just hit update page numbers only and it'll update them. Obviously I didn't make any changes here, so nothing happened, but typically the numbers on the right will change. So that's pretty much how you do a table of contents. Now we're gonna add a table of authorities. So I'm gonna insert another blank page, and this one's gonna be a little bit more tedious and it's gonna take a little longer. So bear with me on this one. We're not gonna do all the cases that I have cited on here, but it would be helpful for you guys to see a good amount of cases added to a table of authorities. So here's my table of contents. We're moving on to our next page. So let's get started. So the first thing you'll want to do is go to your cases down where your substantive paper is. So here I'm at the standard of review. My first case is right here. So I'm going to highlight it up until the parentheses. And you got to make sure you highlight just the citation. So then you're gonna hit mark citation, which is in this top right corner. The way I got here is by hitting references on the top left. So you hit references, then on the right side you hit mark citation, and it's gonna give you this like little box here. So the first thing you'll want to do is make sure that you hit cases. If you have like a trial transcript or something like that, then you might want to do record, or if it's a constitutional provision, then you'll hit constitutional provisions. But here I have added record. You might not have that saved on your like word. So what you'll do is you'll hit here, then set category. And as you can see, I have all these extra numbers. I can hit my next number and do like, I already have record, so let's just do record times 2. Then you would just do okay, and it would replace number 9 with record or whatever you type on there. So since I already have record, I don't really need to add a new one, but that's just some reference on how to do that. So now that you've selected cases, you're gonna actually click this box right here. Just click on there, and it brings the citation into this little box. And I apologize that I can't really make this larger. I know the text is really small, but you guys can just zoom in or make this full screen. As you can see, my whole citation is on here. A very important thing that you need to do is make sure you take out the pinpoint, which is right here, my 238, because if not, that'll throw off your whole citation or your whole paper. So take that off. We're just gonna leave the main site. Then you make sure that everything looks good, make sure it's on cases, and then you'll hit mark. And then what you'll do next is hit next citation. So it's gonna pick up anything that has of the V symbols. You still wanna make sure that you're hitting all of your citations though. So you might wanna go back and make sure you didn't miss any of them. So here, it took me to United States v. Leon, which is my next site. Again, I'm gonna highlight it all the way through, and then click this box right over here. You're gonna hit there. As you can see, I brought it down, take off my pin site, make sure it's under cases, and then hit mark. And then next citation again. And as you can see, it skipped my little short site for Illinois v. Gates. So like I said, it's gonna miss the short sites because it's just picking up the V symbols. So again, you wanna make sure that you're not skipping those. So I'm gonna highlight that one, bring it in here. Now I've already used the long citation for Illinois v. Gates. So I'm gonna just click on the one I have down here that I've already inserted because it's the same citation. So you still submit it onto this clear box, into this white box here, and then you just click the citation down here, then mark. If you guys are seeing what's happening in the background, it's adding this weird like text to your paper. That's not gonna stay on there. That's just visible under like the hidden paragraph. But once you hit this little paragraph button, it's gone. So it's just Word telling itself that we are adding citations, but it's not really gonna show up on your paper at all, actually. And so then we're gonna keep doing this. We see our next citation and we're gonna select it, drag it down, delete the pin site, and then again, mark. And we're just gonna keep doing that until you get all of your citations that you want. So I'm gonna do just a few more so we can have a good amount on our table of authorities. Okay, so as you guys see, I'm skipping through these right here just because you're gonna have to do those a little differently, and I'll show you those in a minute. I'm just gonna do these last few ones down here and then I'll talk about these up here. So just bear with me for a minute. And if you forget, you can just scroll up and down and see what cases you've already selected so you don't do it twice, because that will throw everything off. So yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna do one more. I think that's my last one anyway. So So for these, again, this is the way I do it. I don't know that this is 100% the correct way, but it still shows up the way I want it to. So it still works for me. United States v. Mendoza, because I used the actual name on the in the sentence and not at the end with the full citation. So there you can really highlight the whole thing, or I can highlight the whole sentence and just remove what I didn't want on there. So United States v. Mendoza. All right, so as you can see there, it looks like it would look if I would have just selected the whole thing. I'm just gonna hit mark. Now, when I go over here to my little weird text, as you can see, this little weird text, it's the TA for table of authorities, and it's signaling that I do have the title along with the citation. So that means that once I pull it up on my table of authorities, all this right here is what's supposed to be showing up on the table of authorities. And if you do a little mistake, you can just edit it on there. So that's just how I do it. Again, not sure that that's 100% the right way, but that's what's worked for me. So now I'm gonna go over here, and if you see all these little like weird, these weird blue things, that's because I have the hidden paragraph thing on, so I could just turn it off. So I'm gonna go over here, and I'm actually gonna go back to references, and we're gonna hit insert table of authorities. Now it gives you a template where you can choose the font and all that stuff. I just worry about that at the end, and you guys have to remember to add a break, because then it'll add it automatically to your following page. So insert, we're gonna go actually to the very top over here of insert, break, then section break. So there we go. We've officially split up this blank page to my background of facts page. So we're gonna go back to our blank page, then references, insert table of authorities. All right, there we go. So we have our table of contents, then our table of authorities over here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to double space it, because that's what my paper is right now, double spaced. Then this, I'm gonna bold and underline, and then you'll just want to add your title right up here in the center. So bold and underline. Oh, you want to make sure it's black. Table of authorities. All right, so here's our table of authorities. Pretty short. Again, if you would have a record or a constitutional citation, so if you were to have like a constitutional provision or something like that, that would be down here, and it'll say constitutional provision and then record or whatever. So that's just pretty much what it'll look like. As you guys can see here, the cases all do not have a pin site, because if you were to have left it in, then you would be able to see it here, and that is technically wrong. So yeah, again, it'll tell you what page you mentioned that case in. As you can see here, I mentioned this one in two pages, the United States v. Pope, so it'll pull up both pages, and you are pretty much ready to go. There's your table of contents, and then your table of authorities. Again, these are both really customizable, but this is just the very most basic formal standard for a motion or for any legal paper, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys found this video useful. Again, there may be other ways to do this, and if so, then just use the method that works the best for you. I just figured that I'd show you in a really quick, really rundown version of how to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys stick around and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.